Hello, my friends. It is SS Coulter, author of the Fassa Tails, and today we are going to be doing activity number 2 from the 4th book in the series, My Fair Cat. So before we get started with this activity today, I'd like you to make sure you have permission to be online with me. So go ahead and get permission and then come on back and we'll get started. Now that you have permission to be online, let's get started with today's activity. It is called Where You Go, I Go. And whether you have the electronic copy of the book or the paper copy, it is on page 45. There it is. Where you go, I go. So let's get started with what you need. It says you need coloring utensils, paper or poster board, or stickers, and the stickers are optional. So like we always say, with the coloring utensils, if you want to use markers, that's fine. If you like color pencils, I'm going to use markers since we're on the screen and I want you to make sure you can see what I'm writing, but you can use either one of these. You can use just pens. You can use pencils if you want to do that. You can use colored pens, whatever is the best for you, what you like to use the most, and what you have handy at your house, okay? With the poster board or paper, you can use construction paper like this. You can use line paper. I even grabbed this giant poster board. So if you have poster board at your house and you have permission to use it, you could use that. This is very bright. So anything like that is fine. And then, like I said, the stickers are optional. So if you have stickers around, you might want to grab them. And then when we go through the directions, you can decide if you want to use them. I am going to grab my timer and put 2 minutes on here so everybody can go get their materials and then meet back here. But definitely hit pause if you need more time. Now that everybody has their materials, let's look at the summary for this activity. It says, Fassa was falling down the slide and Angel ran to help. Fassa told her to save herself, but she yelled, where you go, I go. Do you remember that from the story? It is back on page 28 in the paper copy and 27 and 28 in the electronic copy. Do you remember that? Fassa was falling down the slide. There's that picture, and he was so scared, and Angel ran to him and tried to grab him, but he said, no, go back and save yourself. But she wouldn't. She said, where you go, I go. Isn't that awesome? And that's what it says here. It says, what a great motto for a great friendship. Now you can make your own motto or saying that would mean a lot to you and a friend or to you and your family. Let's look at the directions now. The directions say many different groups have favorite mottos, sayings, and even battle cries. The Boy Scout motto is, be prepared. The Three Musketeers say, one for all and all for one. Marines shout, ooh-rah. And Jedi say, may the Force be with you. Now you can create your own motto, saying, or battle cry. I'm going to go through each step of the directions now, and then we'll talk a little bit more about them before we go off and do this activity, okay? Number 1 says, think of different mottos or sayings of your favorite groups or TV shows. If you are a member of a group or team, think of sayings that your group might use. Number 2 says, think about your closest friends or your family and what sayings make you think of them. If you are a big sports fan, it can be all sports all the time. If you love to cook, it can be, we make a mean meal. If you're always there for each other, it can be, we never let each other down. Number 3, you can ask your family members or friends for ideas if you need some help. Number 4 says, pick at least one saying and write it on a paper or poster board. Decorate the paper or poster with drawings, stickers, or anything else you want. So if you grab stickers, this is where you can use them. And number 5 says, when you are finished, hang your poster where you can show it to your family or friends. And remember to say your motto together. So we went through a lot of stuff here. So I want you to think about if you're on a soccer team, if you're in an art club, what are some of the favorite things your family does together? Like it said here, do you cook a lot? Do you play board games a lot? Do you hang out with your grandma and grandpa a lot or your cousins a lot? Think of what you guys love to do. Think of things you say. If you go to the library all the time, maybe the saying is going to be shh, because you're used to the librarian saying that to you. If you are on a swim team, maybe you talk a lot about the water. We love getting wet. Stuff like that. I want you to think through those things. So I wanted to give you a little example of what I did for my family. In my family, it is really important that we can rely on each other. Just how Fassa and Angel could rely on each other, she could rely on him to get her up to the telescope, and then he could rely on her not to let him fall down the slide by himself. So that's really important in my family. Do you guys remember you met Camille in the obstacle course? She's part of my family, and she told me she'd come and help me with the obstacle course, and she did, so I can rely on her. So what I wrote is something we say all the time. We say what you're going to do and then do that. So if you say you're going to clean your room, you clean your room. If you say you're going to eat your vegetables, you eat your vegetables. If you say you're going to come over and help, you come over and help. It is really important to us to be someone you can rely on. So that is a family motto. And then to decorate it, I put a sticker of Angel and Fassa because they were the stars of this book. And then I put hearts in the different colors of my 5 family members, their favorite colors. And then because we love this motto so much, I put a thumbs up. So that is my motto that I'm going to hang up. And so when my family sees it, we can remember, say what you're going to do and then do that. So keep this in mind when you go off and you start working on this. You can ask for help if you need to brainstorm, think about these things, be fun, be crazy, be creative. It can be a battle cry like hoorah, like the Marines. Be prepared like the Boy Scouts. Whatever you can come up with is excellent. I am going to give you 10 minutes to do this. But that may not be enough time. That is just a starting point. So if you need more time than 10 minutes, take as much time as you need to think through this and then write it out, color it, put stickers on it, make it awesome. All right, so here are your 10 minutes and I'll see you when you get back. Welcome back. Did you come up with an awesome motto and then draw an incredible picture and then hang it up so your family can see it and say it every time they see it? Mine's hung up right there. That is wonderful. I hope you had the best time. So let's move on to the extra challenge now. It says, make a poster together. Ask your family members or some of your friends what kinds of sayings or mottos they've heard and come up with some together that mean a lot to you. Then pick one to write down and design a poster together. So in order to do your first motto, you may have already asked family or friends to help you, but now I'd like you to work together to come up with another one and then make your poster together. So this is a big team effort where you come up with a saying or a battle cry together, and then you actually make your poster together. You draw on it, you put stickers on it, and you create it together and then decide where you want to hang it up. So why don't you go ahead now and try the extra challenge. Okay, guys, it is time to move on to the things to talk about. Now, because we can't talk about these things with the screen in the way, I definitely want you to find someone to talk about these things with. Probably the people that you've been working on your poster with. They would be perfect. So here are the things to talk about. Number one says, was it hard to think of a motto? Did it come right to you, or did you really have to think about it? Number two is for adults. Adults, do you or a family member or a friend have a saying you use a lot? Explain how you started saying it and what it means to you. So that's fun to talk about. Maybe your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or aunt or uncle used to say something with his or her friends when they were young, and they can tell you what it was and tell you the story about why they did that. I bet you would love to hear about that. All right, guys, we have come to the end of this activity. But if there's anything you want to tell me about this activity, if you'd like to send me a picture of your poster that you did alone or for the extra challenge, if you want to send me what your motto or battle cry was, I would love to hear your ideas. So I have my Facebook group and my email address in the description of this video so you can have an adult look and send me those things if you want me to see them. It would make my day. Okay, my friends, activity 2 is finished, but I hopefully will see you in activity 3. And until we meet again, I want you to remember you are awesome. Your imagination is awesome. My motto for you is that you are an awesome kid, and I want you to have fun.